Welcome to Vaani Media, where we explore the latest trend and innovation in the world of technology and businesses. I'm your host Shivani, and today we have an excited episode lineup for you guys. So, welcome to Randeep. Hello, Randeep. How are you?
Hello, Shivani. Thank you for having me. Doing really great.
Yeah, nice. So, viewers want to know, can you share a bit about what's your product, what is your services, what inspired you to focus on securing online presence of small and medium businesses?
Okay. Let me give you an origin story of why I started cybersecurity first. I started the cybersecurity, researching and learning cybersecurity from the early stages of my graduation. And by the time I completed this digital trend, cybersecurity, ethical hacking, and hackings have been a lot since 2020. While because of this COVID and everything went online, and people are more prone to hacking much from online. So what my motto was, there are also many cases of cybercrime where people lost money, some people lost their lives because of some leakage of some photos or something.
Yeah.
So this prompted me, and I'm a cybersecurity enthusiast from the get-go, and I worked for a couple of years in cybersecurity after my graduation also. And after that, I thought of during some meetings, I met some small business owners, entrepreneurs, and none of them they are having wonderful products. They are building their different kind of SaaS products, everything. But
Yeah.
I never heard any of them talk about how securely they are storing their data. So I spoke to a couple of them, and they're like, "What is security?" Like they don't even have the basic knowledge about cybersecurity, but they are building a technology company.
Mm-hmm.
And so that prompted me to start Vajra InfoSec, wherein I, along with my future partners or employees, whoever that might be, plan to secure the online presence of small businesses who doesn't have a technical background
Yeah.
completely, or who are into gifting or e-commerce, wherein anything that involves an online trade or online
Mm-hmm.
purchases. So that's what inspired me to get into this and securing small and medium businesses. Why, if you ask? Because large companies have their own cybersecurity team, but not the small and medium companies because they cannot afford that much of paying like crores and crores of rupees for
Yeah.
security while being in the small stage. And they don't have the basic knowledge of how to at least keep their laptop secure. Even the
Mm-hmm.
business owners, no, I'm not talking about the employees also. So that's the reason that compelled me to start Vajra InfoSec, and here I am.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. So, what are the some of the most common cyber threat that small and medium companies need to they are facing?
Any small and medium companies might have some vulnerabilities in their website because they are not building them along with the security concerns, wherein they take in the amount of security experience needed and to configure their web servers. For example, let's say this is a small company. It just started its website. It has been running for a couple of years, but they don't have a website and online sales. So
Mm-hmm.
they just purchased a domain, they hosted it, and they think that okay, it's done.
Mm-hmm.
They just upload their products, the bank details, set up the payment gateway, everything is done.
Yeah.
Of course, they might have had some HTTPS and everything, which is a
Yeah.
basic SSL certificate would
Eh,
do that, but that's not the entire level of security you need for an online presence or a cybersecurity. In the context of a cybersecurity expert, it seems like an amateur just building a small, drawing something on a page and thinking that it's a real website secured page.
Yeah.
Second one is phishing attacks. Since these people doesn't have domain-based email addresses or some filtration on those emails, monitoring or email security. They have no context of that. So phishing or spear phishing is a very much effective way to hack into their systems because not their employees have the email, the importance or the awareness about which links to use or what kind of emails they are receiving
Mm.
to check if it is a legitimate email from the exact person they are expecting from or it is coming from a different person or a spoofed website or something, they cannot relate to that. And second one is clickjacking. See, many of
Mhm.
the people working in the small industries are general people who are just out of college, who doesn't have any context of What happens if we click the link? There are many awareness campaigns on cybersecurity on the internet, YouTube, Instagram, many platforms, but people just simply ignore that. And once they get hacked, they are like, "What is this hacking? Why do you hack me?"
Mhm.
See, no device or no security, no system in this entire world is completely secure. No matter what kind of security they are using, if the person or the attacker finds a small
Yes.
clue or a small pipeline to get into, it's done. You are completely over. A couple of days or if I say weeks back, a lot of data has been exposed on the dark web,
Mm.
wherein it constituted also the data of LinkedIn
Yeah.
users. LinkedIn is a very huge organization, and having their data breached is a very big issue. But
Yes.
they had a backup plan and they restored everything. They secured their servers because they have a core team. They have a trained team
Hmm.
to get into it, to respond for certain incidents or to manage some risk assessments, vulnerability analysis. They have a team, so they're easy. They're very easily rebound. But for a small company, instead of a phishing or a data breach, if a
Yeah.
ransomware attack has happened, then they
Mm.
cannot do anything other than just put out everything aside because they don't know what a ransomware is.
Yes.
And even how to respond to the ransomware, they're not aware.
Mm.
And in general cases, you cannot track who put the ransomware because the money, a ransom, which is they'll ask you for some money to free your files. They'll encrypt all the files on your hard disk and they'll demand money from you,
Yes.
which is like kidnapping your children and asking you for money. They'll be encrypting your files, which you cannot access. They'll be encrypting that in a different format with cryptography and everything, and
Hmm.
they'll ask for money. Even if you send the money, there's no guarantee that they'll release your files. But if you have to send the money, they'll ask you in bitcoins, which
Yes.
you cannot track no matter what you use.
Totally agree.
And the third type of is the bad USB. Like generally, these media companies or any software companies to transfer data, they use some hard disks or USB drives. Let's say I am a hacker. Let's assume I am a hacker and I want to hack into some X system. What I'll do is I'll simply create a USB and I'll put it there in your company. I'll come for a visit or something. I'll put my USB there. Let's say there are 15 people. At least one out of them doesn't think that it's a
Yeah.
16 gigabyte pen drive. Someone
Yeah.
will pick it up.
Definitely.
And the
Definitely.
moment they plug it in their computer, done. The entire command of that computer is mine. They
Yes.
won't even know what's happening because
Hmm.
all of this happens in a split second.
Yes. Yes.
They'll think that some kind of app update or something happened and they'll brush it off.
They
But
can they
here,
can visit as a like a job offer or something. They can come and just they can use your system and they can put it inside. Yeah,
yes, they
that's
might ask, "Can
really
I show you my
dangerous.
PPT or I need to print my resume? Please give me your
Yeah,
system."
yeah.
The moment they plug in, everything's over.
Oh my God.
And they
That's
do have
really,
legitimate files on them, like PDFs,
yeah.
PPTs, whatever it is, the legitimate files are there to deceive you into thinking that it's an original file.
Hmm.
Here, three
Yes.
things can happen. Either they can spy on you, which is called as a spyware. They'll install the USB will install some kind of a software on your computer without your knowledge,
Hmm.
and they'll simply observe your mic, camera, and everything. And some of the genius employees might say that if they are accessing my camera, I'll get a blink on the indicator and I can turn it off. No, if the person is capable of hacking your entire system, is he not capable of disabling that light?
Yeah, that's true.
So first thing is that. So it's
Hmm.
spyware. This is what we generally see in movies where women are harassed with hacking
Hmm.
their webcams and everything. This is called a
Yeah.
spyware.
Yes.
Second is a ransomware, which we spoke about already.
Mm-hmm.
And the third one is called say coin mining attack, which is very emerging right now, but people are not aware of that. It started in 2018,
Okay.
which is wherein it uses your systems to mine bitcoins.
Okay.
So let's say it installs the software on your computer, and when you shut it down, it won't shut down. It'll turn on. It'll run in the background. It'll mine for cryptocurrency, and it'll send the all the amount to the hacker. In
Wow.
this way, they are not at a risk of exposing themselves, and
Hmm.
you will not know that you have been hacked
Yeah. First thing, the experienced hackers, we can say experienced hackers. Yeah. So,
because it
like,
runs only after after you shut down your computer or the moment you start using your computer, it'll shut off. It
okay.
won't function.
Okay.
so that you will also not suspect that something is working in the background and using my RAM or everything. You will not know that.
Yes, yes, definitely.
There are many other things the small companies are affected, but these are the main things they need to keep in consideration, to not use, some random USB, or
Yes,
click on
yes.
a random email with a job offer, or some Amazon festival. Let's say it's on August 8th, but you might
Mm.
get something called as early access. Since you might be a Prime member, which will be an easy bite. If you are a
Mm-hmm.
Prime member, they'll select exclusive offer or early access for Prime members. Please click the link and go shopping.
Yeah.
The link itself is not anything problems. It's not
Yes.
something dangerous. You click the
Mm-hmm.
link, you'll go to website. It's if you Amazon official website. It's not a URL redirection, or they are not using a fake website. It's an Amazon official website. But the first thing they'll do is, when you log in,
Mm-hmm.
of course, any website you open, they'll ask you to log into your account to go
Yes.
to your shipping or anything else. Once you do that, the first try you put your password and email, right? That goes to the hacker.
Okay.
And after that, the screen is refreshed. It will refresh automatically, and it
Mm.
will say wrong password. It will refresh automatically. Then it will go to the original website.
Okay. That is these are the steps to, like, hackers are
Yes.
morely like for step is applying.
Yes, this is a general phishing attack wherein they take your passwords. Also, if you have, if they want your credit card information, they'll
Uh-huh.
bypass the login step. They'll take you directly to your account, because they might have some information on your account, or you might have already logged into your account, so it will get logged in automatically. And then once you purchase, these will be read. Your card number, your expiry date, and your CVV will be read
Uh-huh.
by the hacker through the address they have, and your credit card information will be sold on the dark web for around, let's say, it's called there are something called as dumps, wherein credit card information is dumped into a card, which is a physical card. You can just go there and draw the money, or you can spend it online, but the bill will go to the person who originally owns that.
Wow, it's amazing information for the viewers, and like most of the information they don't even believe like it's going to be happen. So like how do you how the cyber security challenges for the small business differ from those who have the large enterprises?
Okay. So let's break this into 2 points. First is a large enterprise.
Yeah.
For large enterprises, the most kind of attacks they will be suffering are ransomware attacks, because the attacker can get a huge sum of money from the organizations, or identity theft. It's
Okay.
called identity theft, second one, which is,
Okay.
they'll assume your identity on the internet. Let's say, these fake accounts on Instagram and everything, right? Taking someone's pictures and posting them on
Right.
Instagram, posing as
Right.
real persons. That is known as identity theft in the general context, but in the corporate sense and in the cybersecurity industry, what happens is, they'll mimic everything, your habits, your posting time, or the way you speak, everything they'll create. And they might get into your system also using some phishing or any of the attacks. And once they got control over that, they can assume, or they can send their employees some fake emails, or some, in general cases, asking for money or sensitive information, their database names,
Yes.
database passwords,
Yes.
for them to log in from a remote system, because they are unable to log in from their system. So once, imagine having all your data in a database. Of course, you have a backup; it's the second thing. Losing that password, wherein if you don't have a separate dual layer security or multi-factor authentication for your database, imagine the amount of data loss you will be having. Without a backup, that will be way more huge, way more impactful, because you'll
Yeah.
be losing all your client data, all your project files, and your client can sue you for not having
Yes.
secure device.
Okay. So, in this point, like, what are the initial cybersecurity measures that every small business should implement to protect themselves for the cyber attacks?
Okay, if you're talking about an e-commerce industry, they should have a separate email for getting customer
Mm,
inquiries or orders and
yeah.
everything, which for which it has access to send and receive emails from outside sources like Gmail, Hotmail, Outlook. But all the other emails that the company employees or the CEO, whatever, whoever are using that, must have a restricted, must have a restriction that only their domain-based emails can be sent to them. Let's say if you have Vaani Media, let's say vaanimedia.co. So only emails from having that domain should get into your inbox or to the employees of your organization. No external emails like Gmail, Hotmail, Outlook should ever enter this in, your inbox or anything. The second one will be, let's say, having your security updates every single day, or
Yeah.
updating your software, updating your licenses every now and then,
Yes.
checking for any suspicious activity on your network, and
Mm-hmm.
changing passwords every now and then. Let's say a week or 2 weeks, you have to change your passwords for like in a week or 2 weeks, and maintain longer passwords, which will be a little bit harder to crack. Let's
Yes.
say around 15 to 20 digits or 20 characters, combining both special characters and everything. It's not
Okay.
like if you, let's say my password is Randeep Chaudhary 123. It shouldn't be like that. It's so obvious to guess. It should be comprising of special characters, symbols, numbers, and they should be mix and match to create a complex password, which for the hacker to be a little bit harder to crack.
Yes.
Let's say if you have an 8-digit password with only characters, it takes
Yes.
around 1 hour to crack this password.
Oh my God, that's unbelievable.
Max 1 hour to crack an 8-digit password.
Okay.
If it has some other characters like numbers, it will take around 1.5 to 3 hours. But if it's more than 25 letters, it will take them, more than months to crack. So they'll just leave it, let's
Today,
not
I
bother
think
with this.
I need to go and check my all the password and change it.
Okay, sure. In this context, I'd like to give you one more information.
Yeah.
If you are afraid that your data is hacked or something,
Mm-hmm.
go to a website called haveibeenpawned.com and
Okay.
enter your email address. It will
Mm-hmm.
show you if anything has been compromised or any passwords which are related to that email address has been exposed on dark web or during any data breaches. It will show you.
Okay. Okay.
Then you
We'll
can change the
mention this
password.
in description part so people can go and check.
Sure, I will send you
So
the details.
yeah. So how does you collaborate with other tech provide to enhance their cybersecurity for its clients?
Sure. So if you are considering Vajra InfoSec as your cybersecurity expert or cybersecurity consultant, so the first thing we need to understand is that what kind of computers they are using, what kind of softwares
Mm-hmm.
they are using, what kind of security measures they already have in place, which are by default given by the operating systems, and what is their website, how who's developing their website using what kind of softwares, what are the databases they are using, what is their hosting provider, and then what are the types of network switches they are using, their routers, or what is the type of technology they're using for transferring data within the organization, like the pen drives or hard disks,
Yes.
or they're using some file transfers or file transfer protocols or something. And also, we need then after gathering all these data, we'll go into the deepest part wherein we'll analyze your network first. The second is your website. We'll see if there are any vulnerabilities, not just small problems. If there
Mm-hmm.
are vulnerabilities, we'll tell you right away how to fix them, and we'll fix them based on what kind of services you are taking.
Okay.
Then we
Mm-hmm.
can also let's see. Yeah, your network. We'll test your entire network for network weaknesses, or if someone is using pirated softwares which are against the company policies or information security, and we'll restrict people from posting photos of their work wherein they
Yes.
expose the kind of
Mm-hmm.
softwares they're using or what kind of projects they're working on.
Yes.
So if every email you get will be filtered with email security from Microsoft Defender or some kind of tools we use, because email phishing through email is the easiest way for an attacker to get into your system,
Yes.
because the weakest link is your employee first.
Mm-hmm.
So
Nice.
email security is implemented wherein if an email looks suspicious, it will be quarantined and the
Okay.
security team will review it for you. And once you approve that, sir, yes, it is a legitimate email, the person
Mm-hmm.
sending is the original person, then we'll let it through the firewall. We'll set up firewalls, IDS, IPS. Many people think that if you set up a firewall, it's okay, everything's good. Firewall is the basic level. It doesn't do anything. It'll just pop up something. If it's a well-known ransomware or well-known attack, it'll just give a small warning. It'll stop something from execution, but nothing more.
Okay.
Honestly, bypassing the firewall is a very small task for an experienced hacker.
Yeah.
So there are some other technologies in place known as IDS, IPS, HIDS, NIDS, HIPS, and IPS, wherein these give you an alert when someone is trying to get into your system,
Mm-hmm.
and some of them even prevent them by blocking them right then and there without letting them to enter the system, and then worry about whether to block it or not.
Okay. Okay. So, like, how do you approach the initial consulting with the new clients to access their cybersecurity needs?
Okay, if it's a new client, if you
Mm.
are, let's say
New.
we met at
Yeah.
some kind of event and you understand that I'm into cybersecurity and you wanted to know what kind of services I can provide, or what kind, you want to have some conversation on cybersecurity, have some insights on cybersecurity with me on a one-on-one call. I also provide consultation services wherein you can just book a call for me for like 4 or 5 hours with some package. We can talk about. It is depending on what kind of the business you have, the kind of infrastructure you need, the kind of insights you need. There are separate packages for that. We can book for let's say the basic package goes around 4 hours,
Mm-hmm.
wherein we talk about all your security needs. So we'll give you some suggestions on how to keep your environment secured, how to upgrade your environment to make sure that everything is in place for a cybersecurity team to work with you in a readily manner.
Yeah.
And then for other plans, there are some other things wherein we do, we implement something and we'll tell you how to do it. And
Yes.
we can also give your employees some awareness training so that they will know of what links to click, or to see if the email is legitimate or not. They'll have some context of cybersecurity so that you will not worry about your security all the time.
Okay. Okay. Right. So, what has been the most rewarding part of your journey with so far? Like,
The most rewarding part of my journey has been talking to aspiring entrepreneurs, getting to know their products, getting to know what they are solving in the society, and
yes.
what kind of problem they are facing, what kind of problem they're solving with their product or service or whatever that is. But the most disappointing part was that they are not aware, even the tech founders are not aware of this context of the organization, wherein they
Yeah.
are focused on the product and marketing, sales, everything they're doing good. But when it comes to cybersecurity, they are miles away
Yeah, totally
from
agree.
doing
Most of
anything.
the enterprises or like small businesses, medium businesses, they don't have any idea about this cybersecurity also. Like how to secure your data, how to secure your website. Like not talking, we are not talking about the SSL certificate, just secure your domain. We are talking about your data, your payments, all the other things also there. Yeah.
So okay, in the
So,
concept of the topic of SSL, let me give the audience an idea.
yeah.
SSL certificate only gives you a secure connection between the user and the website.
Yes.
It's not me doesn't mean your website is secure. The connection
Yes.
between the user and the website is secure. It is in place only to give the user the context that it is safe to access your website.
Yeah. Yes.
SSL is not the pinnacle of security. If you just install a SSL certificate and like, yes, I'm the most secure person here. No, you're not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. That's true. So, what a final piece of advice you would to give small business owner listening to this podcast regarding the cybersecurity?
So for all the business owners out there, not just the small and medium, even the large business owners, focus on keeping your customer data secured so that it will give them a context of, yes, I can trust this guy with my data.
Yeah.
Also, your websites, if you're using them for online payment gateways, make sure you're following RBI guidelines, wherein any
Mm-hmm.
type of credit card or debit card information you're storing is encrypted and stored as tokens and not as is. Uh, the same goes for the passwords also for your users, username and passwords. Make sure to store them in an encrypted format using
Mm-hmm.
hash values so that the original user can say this is the original file, or if you're sending an original file to someone, generate a hash along with that. There are some
Okay.
online tools to generate hash values. Generate a hash, and once you do that, send the hash value to them also. Once they verify the hash, it should match this.
Okay.
See, hash values cannot be altered that easily,
Mm-hmm.
so that you will have the context of some kind of secure connection or some trust that you are getting an original file and you are receiving the original file. Also, there's
Yes.
something known as cryptocurrency or encryption and decryption. There are two types. Of encryption means changing the format of the data while in transportation. Let's
Okay.
say I'm sending an email to Shivani. So I'll
Uh-huh.
say, "So, Shivani, this is the time of our meeting. This is the, let's schedule the podcast at this time and everything." I'll send an email,
Mm-hmm.
which I'll send in through an encrypted format or encrypted channel, wherein the moment it leaves my computer, in the first layer of my computer, it will be
Yes.
encrypted. If
Uh-huh.
someone intercepts that in the between using a man in the middle attack, all they see are some random numbers or some random characters which they cannot comprehend. And I'll send Shivani a separate key to decrypt that.
Okay.
So once Shivani receives my email and she gets the key, she'll decrypt the format using that key. Let's say the example will be a password protected file.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say I want to send a document, I'll protect it with the password and I'll send it to the person I need. And I'll also send my password so that they can be able to access that.
Yes.
This is called as encryption.
Totally understand, and I'm damn sure the who is watching right now, they get so many knowledge from this, and like they are very impressed with this podcast. And thank you so much, Randeep, to choosing us and to choose this platform to sharing the information. I really glad to you came here and discuss about your product. Thank you so much, Randeep.
Thank you for having me, Shivani. And this is a great session. You guys are doing a wonderful job at Vaani Media. Please keep up
Yeah.
the good work and all the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye bye.